Para ti porcinos es el Madrid, ¿no?
Sí, roban a los... O sea, se quejan, hacen...
Ay, Madrid roba.
The story about LAMINE YAMAL saying that Real Madrid are thieves didn't come from a serious interview or a deliberate attempt to stir trouble. It actually came from a playful chat on a live stream between Yamal Llanos and Gerard Piqué, two personalities known for their humor, teasing, and setting up light-hearted traps for their guests. During the conversation, Ibai jokingly asked Yamal, "So, is my team like Real Madrid?" A question clearly meant to provoke a funny reaction. Amid the laughter, Yamal chuckled and replied, "Yes, they steal and they complain," which made the whole live stream burst out laughing, including Piqué himself. Immediately after, Ibai followed up, "Wait, Real Madrid steal?" Yamal then hesitated, smiled awkwardly, and quickly said, "Come on, let's move on." It was a gentle way of walking back his words, clearly showing he didn't mean them as a serious statement. So it's safe to say Yamal never intended to insult Real Madrid, nor did he want to start a feud, despite how some Spanish media exaggerated it. He was simply caught in a playful situation, joking about the long-standing rivalry between Spain's two biggest clubs. Within that light-hearted mood, Yamal was just being a typical football fan, throwing out teasing remarks. But because he's a young Barcelona star, and this happened right before El Clasico, his comments were taken out of context and blown out of proportion as a direct attack on Real Madrid. If you rewatch the full stream, you'll see that Ibai was the one who initiated and drove the conversation. He kept bringing up Real Madrid, repeatedly probing Yamal's reactions, while Piqué added fuel to the fire with his own jokes. Yamal, just 18 years old, still naive and kind-hearted, got swept along by the energy of the moment. This was a harmless setup, not malicious, but designed to create a funny and viral moment. The line between personality and disrespect is extremely thin. If expressed well, it's charm. If taken too far, it looks like arrogance. To put it simply, that fine line is as thin as an offside mark on a football pitch, and Yamal has walked right along it more than once. The first example came at Euro 2024, when Yamal's name became known around the world. Before the semi-final between Spain and France, French midfielder Adrien Rabiot tried to provoke him, saying Yamal needed to do much more if he wanted to help Spain beat them. Yamal proved him wrong. The Barcelona player scored a stunning curling goal from outside the box, leveling the score and inspiring Spain's comeback. You'd think that beautiful response would be enough, but no. After the match, Yamal turned toward the camera and shouted, "Say something now! Say something now!" When reporters asked who those words were directed at, he just smiled and said, "Whoever feels targeted." That was the first time the world truly saw Yamal's bold personality. He used skill to respond to mind games, and he didn't hold back verbally either. But no one criticized him then. He was provoked first, and he answered in the best way possible, with brilliance. Nobody was going to fault a 16-year-old for that. But as Yamal's role at both Barcelona and Spain grew, so did his confidence, and not every moment of self-expression turned out well. Take the Champions League semi-final against Inter Milan. Before the match, Yamal had said, "As long as I win, they can't say anything." But as we all know, Barcelona were painfully eliminated by the Italian side. Then, in the summer of 2025, Yamal and Spain lost to Portugal in the UEFA Nations League final. This time, it wasn't just about personality, it bordered on disrespect, especially toward one of football's greatest legends, Cristiano Ronaldo. When Ronaldo reached out to shake his hand, Yamal turned away. After receiving his silver medal, instead of staying to thank the fans or congratulate the opponents like his teammates did, he removed his medal and stormed straight down the tunnel. These actions drew heavy criticism. Former French defender Adil Rami said something worth noting. If Yamal can't learn to accept defeat, he'll never become a truly great player. Soon after came more controversies, his lavish 18th birthday party, and finally, the explosive Real Madrid comment. At that point, it was no longer just personality or arrogance. It became defamation. Yamal isn't an investigator or someone with proof to call Real Madrid thieves. Yet he said it publicly, and that cost him dearly. His reputation took a big hit, and potential disciplinary actions are reportedly on the table. When Yamal made that bold statement about Real Madrid, people realized it wasn't accidental. He was adding fuel to the fire. But why? Look at who he was sitting with. Ibai Llanos, a devoted Real Madrid fan, journalist Gerard Romero, deeply connected to Barca, and Gerard Piqué, a proud troll of Real Madrid. Surrounded by such personalities, Yamal had every reason to feel comfortable, maybe too comfortable, to say whatever came to mind. For Piqué's generation, publicly mocking Real Madrid was normal, even celebrated at Camp Nou. Yamal isn't much different. He carries the same La Masia spirit. Players raised there are taught that Real Madrid aren't just rivals on the field, but also represent an opposing culture and ideology. So when Yamal accused them of being unfair or complaining too much, it wasn't random. It reflected that mindset. Plus, he had reasons to feel confident. Last season, he performed brilliantly against Real Madrid, even celebrating at the Bernabeu with Cristiano Ronaldo's iconic calma calma gesture right in front of Madrid fans. After beating Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey final, Yamal even declared, "Even if we concede 1 or 2 goals, it doesn't matter. Real Madrid simply can't beat us this season." So his latest comment was another act of defiance, a statement from someone who believes he's already conquered his rivals. It's youthful arrogance, the kind that adds spice before El Clasico. There's a saying, talent takes you there, but character keeps you there. Yamal's controversial quote wasn't just casual banter. It was a warning sign that his emotional intelligence might not yet match his talent. In truth, his perspective isn't entirely wrong within the El Clasico rivalry. He was merely echoing what many Barcelona fans and players have said for generations. It's raw honesty, the instinct of a passionate young player. But the real issue lies in who Yamal is. Not just any player, but the future face of Barcelona. The cost of such unprofessional behavior is steep. Legends and analysts criticize not his talent, but his immaturity. They compared this to earlier moments of arrogance, like when he wore his cap backward during a Spain press conference, which ex-Real Madrid midfielder Guti harshly condemned. Yamal now lives under a microscope. Every gesture, every word analyzed. His fiery remark against Real Madrid shattered the careful image his management team, led by agent Jorge Mendes, had been building. Calling the Royal Club thieves closed doors and burned bridges, leaving him no room to retreat. He has effectively made himself a target, watched and judged by millions of fans and the Madrid-based media. If Barcelona or Yamal stumble in upcoming matches, the backlash will be brutal. Even back in the 2025 Nations League final, his walk-off behavior sparked outrage. The young prodigy, climbing too fast, is now facing enormous pressure. His outburst during a lighthearted live stream revealed something deeper, that Yamal is still a teenager learning emotional control. Talent can open doors, but without maturity, those doors won't stay open for long. If his emotional awareness keeps slipping, tougher lessons are coming his way. No matter how fans defend him, Yamal's latest comments are indefensible. He said them clearly and soberly, not under any influence. Even if he apologizes, Real Madrid fans are unlikely to forgive easily. And yet, perhaps, this is simply Yamal's way. When he fights with no retreat. Maybe this was his declaration of war before El Clasico. Maybe Yamal genuinely believes his footballing ability can silence the world, that he can back up his words with performance. Like in combat sports such as boxing or MMA, fighters often trash talk to hype the event. Maybe this is football's version of that, just like Conor McGregor did in his prime. The question is, can Yamal deliver on the pitch and make everyone eat their words? Or was this simply an impulsive slip by an overexcited teenager? The live stream with Ibai Llanos and Gerard Piqué might have made Yamal too hyped up. After all, in many previous interviews, he's been respectful and polite. He's handled post-match questions with maturity. So let's hope this really was just a moment of careless excitement, because if it wasn't, Yamal's rebellious streak might bring him far more trouble than glory in the future.